All right, good evening. My name is Dylan Ornelas, and I'm the second affirmative. First and foremost, I'd like to bring up the points that my partner made on just a couple of the beliefs, again, about ISIS, on why they're so important. Currently, ISIS, as a religious state, thinks that they're the only ones that should be dominant in this world, and it's evident with their current genocide that they're pulling with, their current genocide with their neighboring relatives. Currently, as we know it, there have been over 20,000 Yazidi religious people reported by CNN that are being captured because A, their religious beliefs are different than theirs, and B, that they are not old, or they do not believe that they should be treated as they were back, as they were previously, that they had to wear scarves and fully drape their body with clothing. So this brings up this subject that ISIS is on a holy war, not just simple war with their neighbors, but they're trying to take over what currently isn't theirs. And in the Quran, the 9th chapter states that in order to bring their Messiah, that they would have to bring a holy war back up to peace. The first negative stated that ISIS isn't gaining ground. The matter of fact is reported by CNN that ISIS has almost doubled in size, about the size of the UK. Airstrikes are helping, but not as much, because currently ISIS has recruited over more than 15,000 foreigners from other countries. And CNN has pointed out that 3,500 of those people have come from Western states. And I want you guys to understand that this is a severe problem, because now that they're there in ISIS, by the time they come back, they could increase their damage at home in the U.S. As in right now, they're mostly in part in Syria and Iraq. But what happens when everyone comes home that's trained to do what they want them to do? Another big threat that ISIS is incurring is that there's been over 70 reporters that have been killed. Amy Goodman from Democracy Now! Publicized that, like I said, over 70 people have been killed. Currently, one of the latest persons that has been beheaded that we all seen is John Foley. He was beheaded, and the video was sent out to the U.S. and shown all over the internet. If this isn't a problem, I don't know what is. Not Obama's stance on this, quoted from his address to the nation, that this is not a war, but I argue that this is in fact a war. They beheaded one of us, and we're just kind of throwing bombs at them and seeing what else that we could do. My second point that the negative brought up was special forces is doing their part. Currently, or that Special Forces only needs to intervene as in training. But I have general, excuse me. No, but currently Special Forces isn't enough. Training their people isn't enough to do. Currently we need more intervention than just training. We need full-on ground troops to demolish the problem and help it from spreading. The defendant also brought up that money is a problem. However, according to the Council of Foreign Relations, dispatching 10,000 troops for 1 year would only cost $10 billion. Estimates of necessary troop size range from 10,000, according to General Anthony Zinni, former head of Central Command, to 25,000. So worst case scenario, we only need to send 25,000 troops, which would be 25 billion. Now just to put that number into perspective, in 2014, the U.S. government made $3 trillion in tax revenue. So that 25 billion is less than merely 1% of the tax revenue that we had, thus making that number insignificant. Thank you.